Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hilda Hakim. I will present my journal entitled Reflective Pedagogy Paradigm (RPP) as an alternative for online mathematical learning to improve student competence, conscience, and compassion. Education is a process of learning knowledge, skill, and habits that are passed down from one generation to the next through teaching, training, and research. Some say that the definition of education is a learning process that is carried out systematically by students to create experience. Innovation and learning creativity are the main demand of education today because many things shift along with the time, especially in the digital era. This is, in Mulia's opinion, namely, change in technology need have colored the Industrial Revolution 4.0, education that leads to the development of reading and reading skill can be maintained again. This is due to change in the needs and development of society in all fields, including the field of education. Since COVID-19 spread in Indonesia, the education system in Indonesia has become one of the impact that caused the learning system from kindergarten to university to have online learning. So, as the Ministry of Education and Culture also issued of a Circular number 4 of 2020 related to the implementation of education during the COVID-19 period. For the 2019-2020 academic year was officially abolished and school carried out the learning process from home. Unfortunately, online learning also has its challenge. The result of Firman research stated that many students had difficulty in understanding the lecture material given online. Lecture material, which is mostly in the form of reading material, cannot be fully understood by students. So students assume that reading the material and doing assessment is not enough. They need a direct verbal explanation from the teacher regarding some complex material. Communication that is done through online application is not able to explain properly the material being taught. Interaction with the teacher becomes very important in online learning because it can reduce psychological distance, which in turn will lead to better learning. Learning mathematics using the Reflective Pedagogy Paradigm, or RPP, is a perfective online education that emphasizes the integration of effort to grow human value and develop student competence through the implementation of learning. So, the Reflective Pedagogy Paradigm (RPP), commonly abbreviated as RPP, is another name for the PPI, Ignition Pedagogical Paradigm. There are 5 RPP learning steps, namely context, experience, reflection, action, and evaluation. Online RPP learning is expected to create a student character characterized by competence, conscience, and compassion. In more detail, it can be seen through the following scheme. In the context stage, the teacher facilitates each student to examine various contexts in his life. The main purpose of this stage is for teacher to more accurately detect various possibilities that exist in student and have the potential to support or hinder student in learning process. In step 2, experience is a concrete thing that has been experienced by someone. So with this experience, students are invited to recognize and interpret everything they have gone through so that it becomes a key element in the learning process. Step 3, reflection. Reflection activity is student experience is expected to be meaningful so that it can stimulate a student to take real action. At this stage, is also hope that it will be increase the depth of understanding from and become a meaningful learning process for students. In step 4, action, both in the heart and psychomotor, which is carried out after students reflect on their learning experience. And last, evaluation. Through evaluation, activity, action, experience, reflection, and action can be assessed whether it has gone well, so that evaluation that has been carried out regularly encourage teacher and student to pay attention to intellectual development, attitude, and corresponding action. Method. The research approach used is qualitative with phenomenological study. The population in the study were all students of MTSS Ubababasan in Aceh Tengah for the 2021 academic year, totaling 59 people. So sampling was done by random sampling, namely class 7 to totaling 20 people. The analysis data obtained were then analysis using interpretive phenomenological analysis or APA. Result and discussion. In context, in question is from student, teacher, and the competence posed by the student. In experience, the experience that has been explored through several learning activity are carried out using the Juncker learning method. In reflection of the various experience that have been obtained by students, this is done by students by filling out questionnaire during the learning process. In step action, taking action as a result of reflection, students make better learning presentation after knowing the result of reflection. The last, the fifth step is evaluation carried out by giving post-test question. Okay, this is result of competence. In figure 1, so that in the aspect of competence, the pre-test score is 70.25% and the post-test value is 92.33%. In figure 2 is a result of conscience, so that from the aspect of conscience there is an increase in the average score on attitude, conscience, which is 3.20, rank 1 to 5 to 4.18. This is result for compassion from figure 3. It can be seen that there was an increase from 3.28 to 4.27. Okay, the last is a conclusion. Okay, the task that is their responsibility, and students have show a critical attitude. From the aspect of compassion, students have been able to show a good attitude of cooperation between group members. So this is student evident from the observation that in this group student began to work together and help each other in doing group assessment, and student able to show a caring attitude to other fellow students if some have not been able to do their group assessment. Okay, this is my present my journal. Thus, I will talk. Thank you and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.